Hi, welcome to another North London allotment, and look, no rain. So today I thought we would have a look around, see what's changed, bit of a plot tour, and just talk over plans for winter really. Let's get started. Yes, it is still standing, look at that. There's the onions, which obviously need to go out. Broad beans, they're doing nicely. The peas, however, peas don't seem to like me, they're not doing terribly well. And then I've got to get rid of these, obviously, but I haven't got round to that yet. Do you know what? This is going to be my top tip if you get a grow house that it's not shoddy, but they're not exactly reliable. Get string and do this. Bind it together with string, because the weather has not been great. It's falling apart in places, like you can see down here. The metal actually doesn't meet anymore, and it doesn't meet at the top either. You can see that. That pole there should be in there, and likewise over the top of me there. So it's falling apart, and yet the string is keeping it together. So top tip for grow houses, be a spider. My herb bed hasn't changed very much, it's just lost the few tomatoes that were there. And these sweet peas and pea beans have still been growing really nicely. I mean, they obviously look like they're at the end now. I can't believe these sweet peas. I mean, I waited ages because I really ballsed up my sweet peas this year. And I think I only ended up with 3 plants, 2 of which were actually shoots from the top of other plants that had died. And they're so vigorous. They've really impressed me. Now this side of the plot, you can see that is my mustard, which is my ground cover, my green manure. I've got, I think, 3 or 4 squash still there, so I'm going to check those today to see if the stems have died, whether I should take those home. To be honest, they're probably not going to ripen anymore here at the moment anyway. And then here I dug this ditch to kind of do my old-fashioned raised bed, and look, I had been pondering doing French ditches because this plot does get very boggy, particularly this part where I am now, like from here round to here, it gets really boggy. So that actually might be a solution. Sweet corn failed this year. Put it in too late. The only reason I haven't bothered cutting it down yet is because it is still covering some of the ground, so that is a job to do. Just a close up on a couple of the squash. I mean, that one's looking quite a nice colour now. Still a green stem though. I don't really want to be cutting. There's one there, and of course the big one over there. I don't really want to be cutting them off until the stem goes yellowy brown. This is a wild marigold. This is meant to give off something that plants like couch grass do not like. I'm not sure that's entirely successful, but it's worth a go. And of course this was the kingdom of tomatoes. Now much depleted, got a few chilies left to take off, nasturtiums. There's a chilli there. They're going to come off soon. Don't know whether I'll do them today or leave them a few more days. And then these are the last of the beans. So I left some big beans on here. Look at the size of these. Look at the size of that. I kind of didn't see them, and so I left them too long, and those are quite stringy, those ones, so I thought I'd leave them for seed saving. But they've done really well, as opposed to all my peas and broad beans, which failed this year. To be honest, I probably overcrowded them. The last of the carrots. Now I might have to clear this bed for onions, though I did have onions in like around the edge this year, so that's probably not the wisest choice. I wanted to save those carrots for Christmas. There's only a few there in amongst the weeds that seem to be taking over. And then next door we have got, oh, this needs weeding again. We did it the other day. This is shallots, and there we've got 2 types of kale and a couple of April cabbage. Ah, look, proof it's a shallot. That will be the birds thinking it's a tasty morsel. Oh, look, something's been nibbling on that one as well. Creatures get hungry at this time of year, and we'll see how many of those shallots come up. Now this is a good reason, if you can, to be no dig. Now this obviously was a potato bed, so I did dig the potatoes out and then I heaped the earth up here, but of course the digging has brought all the weed seeds up and they are starting to germinate, so I need to deal with those. Potatoes yet to be dug up. Did accidentally dig one up the other day, very nice. And leeks, lost a few. They all seem to be doing okay. And believe it or not, underneath all that are more potatoes. So I'm going to have to be a big girl and deal with that at some point. Ooh, look, more fungus. There's so much fungi around at the moment. I don't know if you've noticed. So much fungi. So many different varieties as well. That's potatoes. And then this was failed carrots and beetroot. Lettuce going to seed, goodness knows how, it's not exactly warm. And broccoli and swede. Now the swede I've got, well, I had 3, oh there we go. That's what's been doing damage to the swede. The slugs have had it now, so I know next year when I do swede, which does grow really nicely here, slugs have to be dealt with, otherwise they will just ruin it. The cabbage, the white cabbage butterfly caterpillars have had a good time on this, but it does look okay, so hopefully that's not going to be too bad. Here we've got celery. I have taken one home and I stuck it in a glass, roots and all, and I've just been chopping it off as I need it. Look at these, aren't they beautiful? Lettuce is going to seed, just so beautiful, that kind of pattern. It's lovely. Celeriac, it's a new one for me, not grown before. A couple of weeds and some more lettuces that are going to seed. They never really got big enough to harvest. Yeah, I need to think more about lettuces for next year. Parsnips still doing nicely. Strawberry plants hidden there. And then actually over here where my compost is, this kind of pile here has become an impromptu compost pile because I actually keep filling the Daleks. Oh look, it's being pushed out. There's a nice slug there. Hopefully he's been helping the decomposition. Yeah, here's one of the Swedes, I just threw it over here. They're not just surface holes. The slugs and other creatures have actually gone quite deep, so I was going to give that to my dad as well because he can't grow Swede on his ground. It just doesn't work. So I was going to do a bit of showing off. The slugs taught me some humility. Just wanted to show you the worm life in here. Look at that. It's crazy with worms. Must be good compost. Right, what we'll do now is we'll go have a look at the other end. Okay, let's take a walk down the other end now. The last time I came up it was raining quite heavily, so I didn't do very much, but what I did do is I covered this area. I need to recover it because obviously the wind's blown it, but I put a bit more of the weed fabric down. And then I uncovered this and put Tony Smith's Foscado garlic in. So that's the garlic there, which I'm growing for someone else because I can't eat garlic. And then I've got this space here I could put onions in, which might come to that actually, but we shall see. And not much change over here. Some herbs, some strawberry runners, January king cabbage, and they're meant to be Brussels sprouts, actual Brussels sprouts. And let's see, there we go. Oh, look, a slug. You can get off, mate. There we go, some lovely Brussels. And my dad tells me this is the time of year to make sure they are heeled in, so they are firm and not going to get blown around. Look, the snails seem to love this broccoli Brussels. I have to keep picking them off. There's another one down there somewhere. There we go, the last of the flowers for now. Most of those are perennial, so I don't need to worry about those. Cosmos, obviously, I'll reseed next year. You never know, I might get lots of volunteer seed from that, which would be lovely. Dahlias, and around the back here somewhere there should be some pansies. Oh, there we go, they're recovering a bit. They got a bit slugged when I first put them in, so we'll have a bit of winter colour. I have just harvested the biggest of the Musky de Provence squash. I don't know how much it weighs, but my 2-year-old boy, he weighs 2 pounds, and this is heavier than him. I don't know how much that weighs. It's heavy, so I don't think I'll be taking much else home today because it's going to be a bit of an effort to carry it to the car. Not bad though, is it?